Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. 22nd of April 571 AD. A child was born in holy city of Mecca in today's kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And he was been given the name of Muhammad. Today my video is going to be about Muhammad, peace be upon him. He is the most written man in the history of the world and most loved human being in the history of the world as well. One can ask the question that why he is the most loved, most written and most adorable and most followed person in the history of the world. You have to ask this question to yourself, and many people they are misled, and many people they come up with different theories and they end up hurting billions of people. So I thought that it is my responsibility to clarify things without any biased kind of a theory, without any biased mind. Today my video is going to be very simple, and I'm going to explain some fundamental points that why billions of people around the world they loved Muhammad, peace be upon him. Before I explain you that, I'm going to give you a brief history of Makkah, where he was born. He was born in Arab land, which Arab land was full of lawless society, where elite has all the privileges. They were above the law, and people at the lower end of that society they were living worse than animals. They have no right whatsoever. Slavery and everything was at its peak. At that time, God sent His prophet, like any other prophet, like Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and many other prophets. Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent to confirm and preach the monotheistic teaching of Abraham, Moses, Jesus Christ, and many other prophets. So my point of saying that he did not come up with any new theory which was unknown at that time and which is unknown today. All I want to say that if you have any doubt in your mind, you can confirm that he was not teaching anything different. He was only confirming the monotheistic teaching of Abraham and many other prophets. Apart from being a prophet, he was the greatest statesman of his time. If you read the history and his life, you will see that in his own time he has signed many treaties with his opponents, and to make sure that the people who are living at that time they live peacefully, they live with harmony, and there's no violence. One of the famous treaty, you can go and check on Wikipedia as well, was Treaty of Hudaybiyah, where you can see that how he has signed that treaty at that time, which was not in the favor of his followers. It was favor of his opponents, but he signed that treaty because he didn't want to have any kind of a violence. He just want to have a harmony and peace. So I just want to confirm that. And at that time, when he start preaching and confirming the teaching that nobody is above the law, and there's very famous saying of him that if my daughter will commit any crime, she will face the consequences. She will face the justice as any other person. So you can understand that he gave this hope, and this sense of integrity, and he gave the sense of respect to all the people at that time who could never believe that someone can give them this sense of security and this sense of integrity under that lawless society. I'm trying my best to simplify things, and I am not over exaggerating, and I can challenge anyone, go and read the history as well. You don't need to be a scientist, you don't need to be a doctor, IT consultant, engineer, or any politician or whatsoever. You as a simple person, you can understand that why people loved him and why people love him today. The reason behind it, because it's a very simple theory. If you're underprivileged, your voice has not been heard, and someone will come to you, give you belief, and listen to you, and give you a voice as well. You're gonna love him, because and he will stand with you against the wrath of the elite and people who will suppress you in all the time. Whoever is listening to my video, whoever is watching this video, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. And my question is this: that if you're walking in the street, if a woman or a man who is walking in the street and happen to be a fat or who is overweight, you can say that. And if I'll call them, "Oh, you are a fat," or if I'll call someone with N-word, or if I will call some person that you are if I'll make any homophobic remarks, or anti-Semitic remarks, or Holocaust, which is very wrong, and I do not believe that, and it's the worst thing one can do that. But I'm going to ask you a very simple question: do I have a right to hurt someone's feeling under the name of freedom of speech? If you think that I have a right, then I agree with your point. If you think I do not have a right, or nobody has a right to hurt hurt anyone's feeling either with N-word, either someone's look or their skin color, their belief, their religion, Holocaust, anti-Semitism, or whatsoever, then I'm going to ask you a simple question that one do not have a right to hurt any individual feeling or millions of people around the world, but who has given the right, and how someone has a right to hurt the feeling of billions of people around the world? This is my simple question, and very humble question to the people who are listening to this video, who is watching this video. Please try to understand that people love him all over the world, and they feel like they are a complete human being because he has given them this sense of being complete human being. Now I'm going to speak to Muslims all over the world, especially to those Muslims who live in West, who risk their life to come to West, and who give all of their livelihood because they just want to reach to the West. I'm going to ask you a question: why you prefer to come to the West? What is the reason behind it? Of course, there's a social security, there's a justice, there are human rights, and you know that in this land everyone is equal. People here in West, they treat you with integrity and based on the teaching of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. I'm going to ask you, because there are good and bad people everywhere. There are very small minority of the people which even exist in our own society back home as well, where they say some kind of things which are very hurtful. If someone says that, which is absolutely wrong, but I'm going to ask you a question: why you take a law in your own hand, and who has given you the right to be violent and hurt someone? If you read the Holy Quran and the teaching of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he has forgiven his worst enemies, and he has given those people who has hurt his family as well. So who has given you right that to kill someone and have a violence on the name of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him? There are ignorant and haters are everywhere in all the societies. They have the hate, and they have took the violence into their own hands against the Jewish and many other nations as well. They see other people as a threat. They have their own shortcomings, and they take their shortcomings out in this kind of way, and they want publicity. That's why they come up with this kind of things. And nowadays, you know that as a Muslims, we are going through one of the difficult time in the whole history. So anyone they come up with this, they just, and this is kind of a free publicity right as well. I would simply say that it is our own choice to come here and to live peacefully. If you think that this society, this place is not for us, any of you who think that this West hate us or people hate us and they do not like our religion or whatever reason, then I would simply ask you that you have a very simple choice: leave this place, leave these countries, and go back to your own country, or go back to any Muslim country where you think you can have a freedom of speech and you can live peacefully. But do not take violence in your hand. What you are doing now, you are making other people life hell, who want to live here peacefully and who want to peacefully protest against any kind of violence or any kind of a hate. My final message is for the West, people who are listening to me. I have a request to you, please. There are millions of Muslims who are living in West, which include Europe, America, and everywhere. And I am one of them as well. We love your culture. We love your human rights. We love your social freedom as well. And we love people who live here because they love us and we love you. They are there is a very small minority. They're not even 1% of us who are here who are ignorant. They are psychopaths. They are lonely. They are mentally sick, and I can assure you that they don't even have a basic knowledge of Islam. They are ignorant. They have brainwashed, and they create this violence. Eventually, what really happened, and media create this perception that all the Muslims are same. At the same time, you know that I'm not blaming all the media. There are very good media people out there as well who understand the whole issue. But some media they take this opportunity to create the hate, and you know that you must have some neighbors who are Muslim who must be living here for a very long time, and you must see they're just like a normal people like yourself. They love you and we love these countries. Our kids are here and they want to live here peacefully. I would say that do not take into consideration about this minority. They're not even 1% of the people who are living in West or anywhere in the world, because Islam is against violence, and Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, he stood up against violence, and he has forgiven his enemies who has hurt his very close family members. This was a simple message I just wanted to give. I hope that I passed my message very clear. So at the end, I would say that if I had said something which you don't like, I apologize. Thank you very much.